Hello everyone and welcome to another book haul where I bought some books, received some books. You guys get the drift. Today's video is so kindly sponsored by Book of the Month. Book of the Month is an online book service for readers. They provide a curated selection of new and early release books each month for members to choose from. They have some amazing selections and a plethora of genres to choose from each month, such as historical, fantasy, romance, sci-fi, fantasy, and so many more. There are 5 selections for you to choose from each month coming out at the beginning of every month, like I said. And if you're a member and if you want to skip a month in case you're not feeling any of the selections, you can totally do so without any penalty at all. Your credit will just be transferred to the next month. You can also choose to add an add-on book as well. You can do 2 of those, I believe, and you can either choose an additional book from the selections that month, or you can go back and look at their backlist books from different ones, and they have just different add-ons they do every single month as well. If you're interested in trying Book of the Month out, which I highly recommend you do so, you can use the code FEBREADS at checkout to get your first book for $9.99, which is a steal. A hardcover for $9.99 is just... it's a really good price. I'm not gonna lie to you whatsoever. So like I said, if you wanna check out Book of the Month, now is a great time to do so. You can use the code, the link will be down below. Speaking of Book of the Month, the first books I'm gonna share with you today are actually their February selections, which I am so excited for, because the #1 book that I'm excited for probably this whole year, and particularly this month, The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna. If you don't know, Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale is my favorite book of all time. I read it a few years ago. I sobbed like a baby. It was ridiculous. And I've read 2 other books of hers, which I also cried. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the tissue box ready for this one. So all I know about this one, it takes place in Texas 1921. I believe it's the Great Depression. It says it's a rich, sweeping novel that stunningly brings to life the Great Depression and the people who lived through it, the harsh realities that divided a nation, testament to hope, resilience, and the strength of human spirit to survive adversity. Like, I'm just gonna prepare myself for this one because she writes really like gripping, just books that'll make you sob. So I am very excited for this one. I'm also very scared about it because it's gonna tear my heart into lots of pieces. Another one of their selections is The Kindest Lie by Nancy Johnson. This one says it examines the heartbreak divide between Black and white communities and plumbs the emotional depths of the struggles faced by ordinary Americans in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. So this one sounds, again, pretty like hard-hitting. So we're gonna have a lot of hard-hitting books this month that will make you open your eyes and realize things. And this one sounds awesome. I haven't heard too much about this, so I need to research it more. And I believe we have a mystery thriller called Girl A by Abigail Dean. It says, for readers of Room and Sharp Objects, this fascinating exploration of sibling relationships set against the backdrop of an unputtable down mystery keeps its secrets to the last page. So it says you can flee your parents, you can bury your secrets, but you'll never leave behind what your siblings know, what you all shared. So I'm guessing things happened between these siblings, and it's a gripping psychological family story about the shifting alliances and betrayals of sibling relationships. So again, a hard-hitting one that's got a mystery involved to it. Then we have another one that I'm very excited about, and that is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. This cover is so freaking stunning. I love everything about it. So this one, it's about a girl named Grace who goes on a girls trip to Vegas, and she's a hardworking woman. She's straight A. She's high achiever. She just got her PhD. Girl is living large and loving it. She is not the kind of person who goes to Vegas and gets drunkenly married to a woman she doesn't know until she does just that. So it's all about their relationship and them trying to actually, you know, maybe go through with this relationship. So it's the fear that makes us human and the need for connection, especially when navigating the messiness of adulthood. Sounds amazing, sounds romantic, also hard-hitting, just all the things. And our last selection is a very short one. It's Infinite Country by Patricia Engel. It says, rich with bodega urban life, Andean myth, and tense with the daily reality of the undocumented in the United States, Infinite Country is a story of 2 countries and one mixed status family for whom every triumph is stitched with regret and every dream pursued bears the weight of a dream deferred. So this one sounds intense. It's about a girl named Talia who's been held at a correctional facility in Colombia, and I think things happen from there. She's a Colombian immigrant. It sounds, again, hard-hitting. So a lot of hard-hitting books this month. All books that I think would possibly make me cry. So like I said, if you haven't checked out Book of the Month, be sure to do so with all the codes down below because all of them are amazing selections. Moving on to other books. So I bought 4 books this month. I no words can really describe. First up is More Than a Pretty Face by Sadat M. Masood. This one was on my list for a while, and I just sometimes will watch my list and see if prices go down, and this one got to a really good sale price, so I just immediately bought it, and I'm so glad I did. It's about a guy named Dayel who may not be the smartest guy, but he's funny, gorgeous, and gonna make a great chef one day. And so he gets selected for this Renaissance Man, a school-wide academic championship. It's a perfect opportunity to show everyone he's smarter than they think. He recruits the totally uninterested in him, Bisma, to help with the competition. But the more time they spend together, the more they learn from each other. And the more he realizes that happiness may be staring him right in his pretty face. So it sounds adorable. If you guys don't know me, I love a good ooey gooey YA contemporary. Like, it's what I love. Another book I bought is a romance, Once Upon a Sunset by Tiff Marcello. You know, I'm just buying books that emulate the kind of season I want in my state. It's perpetually winter here and I hate it. And I want summer. I never used to be this big in the summer. I swear, I'm telling you, having a child has changed me. So this one is about a girl named Diana who lost her grandmother and she had a breakup with her boyfriend. And so I think basically she finds these letters from her grandfather that she always thought that he was dead, but apparently he is not, maybe. So I think they go on like a trip to change in the Philippines. I'm not quite sure. It sounds adorable. There was no rhyme or reason. I was just like, I need a cute read because I just love those, honestly. The next two are YA mystery thrillers, and usually I'm not into those genres. Like, I've read a lot of them and I haven't liked them. But this past year, I read a lot of YA mystery thrillers that I actually like. So I'm like, I need to give it more of a shot. So I bought The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. She's also wrote One of Us Is Lying. Haven't read it. I don't know. This one is all about, if you haven't guessed, the cousins. So I think like one of their never even met their grandmother, and she disinherited all of their parents before they were born, and so they receive a letter inviting them to work at her island resort. They are surprised and curious. So basically, the entire family has secrets. Whatever pulled them apart years ago isn't over, and this summer the cousins will learn everything. So definitely intrigued. I'm always love a good family mystery because every family's got secrets. Believe you me. And the other mystery thriller I bought is specifically because of Kristen over at Super Space Chicks. This is one of her favorite books of all time. I knew I had to buy it, and I finally bought it. I'm sorry it took me so long. And that is This Is Our Story by Ashley Elston. She always raves about this. So this one is about something happening at River Point. 5 boys went hunting, 4 came back. The boys won't say who fired the shot that killed their friend Grant. The evidence shows it could be any one of them. So it sounds really good. I've heard a lot of good things about this, mainly from Kristen, so I'm hoping to love it. Next up, I have a whole bunch of books that get sent for review, which I'm so gracious for. Yeah, I'm excited for them all. First up, one from Penguin is A Taste of Love by Jennifer Yen. I am so in love with this cover, and it sounds like an adorable YA contemporary. This is about a character named Liza, who is a rebellious teenager, but she loves baking. In fact, her mom owns this bakery called Yin and Yang Bakery, and she decides to help out with this like junior's annual baking competition to prove to her mom that she's more than just like a rebellious teenager. Like, she's got some baking talent. It's what she wants to do in life. But when Liza arrives on the first day of the bake-off, she realizes that there are all Asian American boys there for her, and it's actually like a competition to win her heart, set all up by her mother. So it's got a competition aspect, a bakery aspect, Asian American aspect. It just sounds amazing. Next up from William Amaro, I have Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. I'm sure you've heard about Sally Thorne. She's written a lot of our favorite romance book, The Hating Game. It's my favorite romance book, but her latest release after that, 99% Mine. It wasn't that great, but I am very interested in Second First Impression. So all I know about this one, it says it's a cute, quirky rom-com set in a retirement community, proving young love can ignite in the unlikeliest of locations. So we have a girl named Ruthie who works at the front desk at this retirement home, and then she meets a guy named Teddy, and he is the son of the new owner, and things go from there. I have high hopes. I'm trying to go into it with not a ton of expectations because you just never know. From Avon, I have First Comes Life by Alicia Rye. She wrote Girl Gone Viral, which I read last year, was one of my favorite romances of the year. So it's part of her series. Each book kind of follows a different character. You don't have to read them in order, you can read one, but I do recommend it because it gives you backstory in each of the characters you will most likely see in the book. So this book is the last one in the series, I believe, and it's about Gia, who we've seen in both of the books previously. It says she has little time for love and less time for the men and private messages until a day a certain international superstar slides into her DMs and she falls hard and fast. There's just one wrinkle. He has no idea who she is. Son of a powerful Bollywood family, soap opera star Dev is used to drama, but a strange woman who accuses him of wooing her online, well, that is a new one. And so basically paparazzi blast their private business in the public eye. Dev is happy to engage in some friendly fake dating. So a fake dating trope with Gia, I'm so excited for it. I love these. They're kind of just sweet and swoony and steamy all in one, and I'm so excited about this one. So for Wednesday books, I have You Have a Match by Emma Lord, which I actually have already read. Yay me. So this one is all set in a camp atmosphere. It's about this girl who takes this DNA test on a whim and learns that she shockingly has a full-blooded sister that she never even knew about. So they meet up at camp and they just try to really discover why their parents gave the sister up for adoption. Like, what reason is there behind it? And it kind of goes from there. It's kind of very much like The Parent Trap. Also like It Takes Two. Throw a little, you know, all that kind of stuff in there. It was cute. It was adorable. I would recommend reading this in summer because it's got such a big camp setting and that reminds me of summer a ton. Next up, I have a book from HarperCollins I don't know much about, and that is The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. This is an adult romance. It says 2's company, 3's a crowd, 4 is complicated. I'd agree on that. So it's a girl named Penny who's always been unlucky in love. She can't believe when she meets a remarkable new man, and then another, and then another, and then all of them want to date her. She has to choose between 3, but are any of them the one? Ooh, that's intriguing. Who will she choose? I don't know. I'm immediately drawn to the guy with the dog because dog, but you never know. The other guy's holding a slushie, so I ain't hating that. From Entangled Teen. I believe this is the teen book. I have In the Penalty Box by Lynn Rush and Kelly Ann Blount. And all I know about this, it's like a hockey romance. A girl was really into ice skating. She got injured, and so she joins the hockey team or helps, like, practices with them. And one of the guys fall for her and ... It's like a kind of typical sports romance, which I'm not hating that. It sounds cute. Sounds adorable. I like to stack up romances for a rainy day, apparently, which I just saved them. Simon Teen, I have Wings of Ebony by J.L. Look how beautiful. And this is a signed first edition. That's pretty exciting. So this is a brand new book. Oh, I forgot this was in here too. So pretty. So this is about a girl named Rue, who said, I think it's all about, she grows up in the Houston neighborhood and her mom is murdered and Rue is snatched by a father who abandoned her at birth. A father who insists to follow him to his home, Gizon, a secret country of gods who wield a powerful magic. And so, and where that is, her existence is a crime. There's never been a half god, half human there, where leaders protect their magical powers at all costs and thrive on human suffering. And so basically she has to defeat this evil, and she has to use her ancestors' powers to save her hood before the gods burn it to the ground. So it sounds like it's going to be an intense, amazing YA fantasy. Very excited for it. From Quirk Books, I have This Is Not the Just Show by Anna Carey. So this one, it's okay. It's going to be really hard to explain. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's very Lisa Frankish. Totally 90s. Spot on. I don't know why I tried to wink. So this is 1998, and this is about a girl named Jess who's trying to get through her junior year, and things are getting weird where she's at. So basically half the population has been struck down by a mysterious flu. I don't know. Conversations seems to end awkwardly when she enters the room. And then one day, a tiny, sleek black device with an Apple logo on it falls out of her best friend's back pocket. But the first iPhone won't exist for another 9 years. So it's kind of like got this Truman Show. Like, is she really living in reality or is somebody watching her reality? what is happening? It sounds very intriguing. It says, Black Mirror meets My So-Called Life in this fast-paced, timely novel about separating fact from fiction and the lengths one girl will go to live to her own terms. So, I mean, like, any book set in the 90s, we all know I am there for, because I was born in 1988, so I truly grew up in the 90s, and I loved every second of it. So any chance of books like set in the 90s, I'm like, need not say more. Next up, I have another book I've already read sent to me from Berkeley, and that is If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Bergier. This one is all about this woman who listens to this true crime podcast, and when the true crime podcast host goes missing, the woman's like knows that she was listening for a reason, so she goes to try to find her, and it gets all crazy and stuff like that. And usually I'm a really big fan of any sort of podcast elements in thriller books. Sadly, I didn't enjoy this one. I don't know why. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. I just really disappointed me, so I don't have much to say about this one. But the cover's really pretty, so it has that going for it. Then I have 3 books from Source Books Fire. They're all YA contemporary. First one is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This one is about It's All Fun and Games Till Someone Loses Their Heart, and about a Granny Meredith who loses her sister, and she basically finds herself getting distracted. I don't know much about that one. I'm sorry. And then I have Sunny Young Will Never Be Famous by Suzanne Park, which I have read a book from, and it's a social media influencer sent to a digital detox summer camp in this funny coming-of-age story. That's hilarious. It's because I feel like we all need a social media detox. Like, I watched this documentary about social media, especially with kids and social media, and I was just flabbergasted, and it really made me think of how I use my phone and how my child perceives me using my phone, and how I will kind of help navigate him, or, you know, all that stuff with parents when your child gets up to be with social media age. It's intense. So, you know, social media is a great thing, but it's also a very scary and dangerous place. I'm not gonna lie to you whatsoever. And as a parent, you'll feel me. And the last book they sent me was Where the Road Leads Us by Robin Rule. I love the cover of this one. It says 2 teens hit the road on a journey to forge their own paths in this uplifting contemporary novel. I love road trip books. Any road trip book, I'm there for. I have one called Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. And this one, I love the cover. So this one says Almost Famous meets Daisy Jones and the Six in this funny, wise, and tender novel about 14-year-old girl coming of age in 1970s Baltimore, caught between her straight-laced family and the progressive family she nannies for, which happens to be secretly hiding a famous rock star and his movie star wife for the summer. It sounds really interesting, like 70s. I love it. Wasn't alive in the 70s, but my mom was. And then the last book I have is from AlCrate, and that is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. So this basically is about like Greek gods and how they're forced to live here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. Yes. I think like this big Hunger Games thing happens. It's like Hunger Games meets Greek mythology. I don't know. I'm interested in it, but I just don't know. I need to read reviews on it, honestly. That's what I need to do. So there you have it. Those are all the books I had to share with you today. A lot of amazing Book of the Month selections, a lot of amazing books that publishers sent to me that I'm so lucky for. So yeah, there's a lot. If you've heard of any of these books, let me know down in the comments below. And again, if you haven't checked out Book of the Month, the links will be down below for you to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.